Kid is the 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 kid 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 is the 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 kid 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 is the kid 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 is the kid 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 is the kid 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 kid. Guys, welcome. It's your boy Double H Half for trying to stay alive. This is the Q&A. This is where I answer your lovely questions that people have sent in via the website. But this is the mega stream. This is the marathon stream. This is the stream in which we go full on and full in. And I don't know how many hours it will be. So after I answer the questions that people have sent into the website, I will then turn it over to your live questions where I'll be taking the best of the bunch. We're gonna have a nice time. You know, I've got my Doritos. I will probably bring in my drink when we take a quick drink break. And with how these streams always go, we just see how long we go. It could be 2 hours, it could be 3 hours, it could be 4 hours, it could be 5 hours. We don't know. Football never stops, and neither should I. So we'll just go for as long as we ever need, because this is what it gives you. I give you those marathon streams, and for that, all I ask is for new people to subscribe if you haven't already, and just to like the video. It doesn't cost you anything. Just drop a like on that vid. Like that vid, like that vid, like that vid. Like the vid, subscribe, like the vid. You know, that is what will mean a lot to your boy. If you can like the vid and you can subscribe, that will mean a lot to your boy. That is the support that I need. Shout out to all your patrons out there. I salute you, and I thank you for your patronage, for those people who have donated money every month to the Patreon. And shout out to all the members as well, and putting in the money, subscribing to that extra lovely content for the YouTube members, man. So, guys, without further ado, let's ride with the first question, man. So this is from Sauceman1, who says, if you could create a front three from any team from the same season in the past, what would be the best front three you could make? Example, a best front three in the world from 08-09. Now, the obvious answer here is obviously 14-15 MSN, but I just think that is a bit too obvious, you know. But let's just put them out there. So you have obviously MSN, you have Firmino, Salah, and Mane. I would possibly argue in the 17-18 season when they got beat by Real Madrid in the final. You could argue Benzema, maybe Bale, Isco, and Cristiano in the 16-17 season, you know, where they won, I think, the league and the CL. Other front three, because now I think by you saying this, I think you're meaning clubs, so I'm not going to bring it international. So if we're just focusing on clubs, that's interesting, man. If we're focusing on clubs, man, are there any? Or I think that really is it. I mean, let's keep it real. This may really be a Barcelona thing, because I think I will take away the Benzema, Bale, Cristiano, because I don't think they were as effective. But you look at the 08-09 Henry, Messi, Eto'o, 2010-2011 Pedro, Villa, Messi. That was a crazy front three. So good in the fact that all three of them scored in the final. You know, Villa, Messi, and Pedro, all three of them scored in that 2011 final. See, for me, put it this way. But you see, now you say if you could create a front three from any team from the same season in the past. See, for me, I think what would be much more interesting in this is if I can create, because you said create a front three, which means that it's not about picking the best front three, it's just about picking the best three. So so we have a three. How about the guy in the middle? I'd have him be the guy in the middle. How about I have him be Lewandowski? Then I'd have Messi on the right. And on the left, I would have Neymar. That for me would be an insane front three. That'd be an absolutely insane front three. I'd have Dortmund Lewandowski. Basically I'd have the 2012, 2013 Lewandowski. I would have the 2011, 2012 Messi, and then I'd have the 2014, 2015 the 2014, 2015 Neymar. So for me, would be that would be the craziest front three. That would be the greatest front three. So what's it called? So coach said, how would you know if they have good chemistry though? Good. I mean that's a fair point, but I am confident that based on how we already know that Neymar and Messi have good chemistry based on what we saw from Barcelona, and I think that the way that Lewandowski plays, he would work extremely well with Messi and Lewandowski, and just with Messi and Neymar, specifically with the way in which they rolled. It's basically the way that Lewandowski used to play. So the reason why I wouldn't have Cristiano in this because I'm just looking at chemistry. If we're just looking at effectiveness, then you'd have Cristiano on the left, Messi on the right, and 14, 15 Cannibal Suarez in the middle. If you're just looking for goals, forget chemistry, just goals. Cristiano 16, 17, 14, 15 Cannibal Suarez, 2011, 2012 Messi. That's just for goals where nobody's stopping that. But for chemistry, where these guys will actually be in synergy, 12, 13 Lewandowski, 14, 15 Neymar, 11, 12 Messi. That's my thing. Sane, Aguero, Sterling. How about no? How about no? How about we don't do that? Thank you for that question, Mr. Sauceman. Thank you so much. So let's move on to the next one, man. So this seems to be a bit of a Debbie Downer. From Fernando Ambris. Why is Barcelona trash and so embarrassing to watch? Is it because they have no leader, or another reason? Because at this point, I'd rather see John Terry and Icardi swap wives than see Barcelona play. I don't want to see John Terry do anything between any sheets. That's just me. I would rather him not do anything between any sheets. But let's break this down. Why is Barcelona trash and so embarrassing to watch? Is it because they have no leader or other? You see, my thing is, I mean, embarrassing seems to be too much of an extreme word, but I'll put it very simply: expectation. Barcelona had it very good for pretty much a decade. So from 2009 from 08 to 2015. So what's that? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. For 7 years, Barcelona were one of the most feared teams on the planet. Where teams were frightened of playing them, and they had an incredible, insatiable fear factor about them. So you are used to an era of superiority that you grew accustomed to. So now that Barcelona just look decent, it seems as if they are trash. They're not horrible, just that compared to what they were before, they look like Class A. And for me, I just think, look, the issue is all of the problems happening behind the scenes. Is this the team that the manager wanted? Is Messi still wanted around in this team? Does Messi still want to be in this team? The lack of funds for finding players, the lack of a revamp because Piqué had to go. Just like Alba may have needed to go, so Busquets needs to go, and this team just needs a total rebuild. They need to be a total rebuild, and they're still very similar to Real Madrid. They're still clinging on to past glories. So, and I said again, it's like, for Barcelona right now, I'm like, it's the worst I've ever seen them. And these things happen. Fergie with Man United, they were one of the top teams in Europe. Look at them now. Milan during the 90s, during the turn of the millennium, during the 2000s, were one of the best teams in the world. Look at them now. So everything rises and falls. Everything rises and falls. Liverpool, for a very long time before Klopp came, were like a side trying to get into top four, not into top four, trying to get into top four. Now they're one of the strongest teams in Europe. So I think Barcelona are just going through a down moment. But I just think that because they were such a revolutionary team for so long, in the way that they played football, the way that they beat teams, the way that they controlled games, it is quite difficult for people to sort of grasp a hold of, oh my gosh, like, is this how we're now rolling? Is this how we're now going? So, but it is what it is. You have to accept change. You have to accept change. And I think, but if you want to just really get specifically to it, the team needed to completely rebuild. There are players there that shouldn't be here anymore. There are players there that aren't fit for purpose and should be moved along. Should Piqué still be at Barcelona? Should Busquets still be at Barcelona? And I think for Messi, do you have a player that is mentally, psychologically all in? And with Messi being there, does that help Griezmann? Can Messi coexist with the Griezmann? Griezmann, he's not really been able to fully fit into the team. Is it the right structure? You know, I still feel like, I've never said that Koeman is the greatest manager in the world. I've never said, give Koeman all the praise. But I do think that he needs to be given time. And he needs to be given a little bit of space to be able to apply himself and show what he can do. So that's my thing there. So thank you very much for that, your question, big man. Moving on swiftly. So this is quite a long one that we now have. From Whimsical Thoughts. Wow. All right. Let's read this. So I wrote the below as a comment on the Knicks and Jay clash. Teams like Sheffield United are holding EPL hostage YouTube video. Okay, I think this is from the Football Dog that we did. Maybe I can get your thoughts on my take on this. So this is his thoughts. I'm not ignoring the financial reality, but it's not right if we say the reason why anyone cares a damn about Sheffield United or Burnley or West Brom is because of the big brands like Man U or Liverpool. That has a distinct on it. The original big club in England was Preston North End, then Aston Villa, then Sunderland and Everton. Clubs went up and down like yo-yos. With due respect to Knicks, Man United were not huge until the ill-fated plane crash. Liverpool were a nothing club until the Littlewoods pool money. Also, due respect to Devon, Arsenal were a nothing club until Henry Norris and his bribes. Real Madrid were Franco's plaything. Juventus, the Agnelli family's toy. Bilbao was a huge force in Spain until Franco. Pro Vercelli and Torino were dominant clubs in Italy. If the football dugouts existed in 1918, then the talk would be about how Aston Villa is by far the biggest club in England. In 1928, it would be Huddersfield. In 1938, it would be about Arsenal. We would be saying how nobody in Italy is as big as Pro Vercelli or Genoa. Nuremberg would be the biggest German team, and in Spain it would be Bilbao. Things change. It is all based on time. Bad times like Franco, World War I, World War II, or good things like Norris, plane crash, Berlusconi, etc. Right now, all 20 clubs deserve to get their share of votes, say, irrespective of the branding. P.S. It was a wonderful Football Dugout show. Whimsical, thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your kind words. So let's break this down. I understand and I get where you're coming from. In the sense of Everton, I think Everton have been part of the top tier league for I think the longest time, you know. And yeah, man, there were times when Sampdoria were a big deal. There were times when Deportivo La Coruña were a big deal. Valencia have won the La Liga before, like as Nottingham Forest have a few CLs. Well, not CLs, European trophies. So I do understand where you're coming from in the sense of you, like, everybody has their day in the sun, but this is what I will push back on. Back in those days when Villa and Nottingham Forest was big, how big of a brand was football really? How global was the sport? It's not the same now. Division 1 into the Premier League. The Premier League that's why they formed the Premier League, because they saw a marketing power with this, because it was fueled by money. Because they were like, guys, do you want to make more money? Let's roll. And I think that with what Ferguson built in Manchester United, with what Abramovich brought to a Chelsea, that took the football club as a brand to the next level. Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, and so forth weren't clubs that were built with that Bram built Chelsea, because Bram's idea was, I'm going to pump in all of this money and we're going to try and buy as much of the best possible players around it in the world. So that in its sense was that, okay, we're now going into a more business point of view here and a more branding point of view. So the word brand is very key, which is why the point of the matter is Division 1 was not a global brand. It's back in the day, it wasn't. Nobody in Nigeria or Ghana cared about Aston Villa or Nottingham Forest in the 70s or the 80s. they didn't. But Manchester United, Arsenal are global brands that are passionately supported by people outside the country. I would argue that Arsenal, United have more passionate supporters in West Africa or East Africa than they do in Manchester or in England. So my thing is, because this all comes to the Super League, if you sort of say, no, Liverpool, Man United, we don't care about how big you are or what you do and so forth. This has to be a democracy. They can very easily build a Super League. Very easily. And if they build a Super League, the Premier League is finished. Because the Premier League only, forget about what, it will always exist as a football league. It will always be the same as the Championship, the Serie and everything. But the Premier League is the biggest brand in the world because of Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, maybe it's not boldly, those here, Man City, the teams that have the best players, the teams that have the most recognizable global brands, because what that is viewership, it's numbers, it's eyeballs, it's people who are coming in here attracted to the product. So for me, you have to look at what the financial reality is. You know, you have to look at what the financial reality is, and the financial reality is the pulling power of these clubs is the reason why the Premier League is what it is. Because you have to ask yourself this honest question: you take away Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and so forth. Is the Premier League still one of the biggest clubs, one of the leagues in the world? It's not. It's not. You know, as in, the world doesn't care what Aston Villa does. The world doesn't care what Newcastle does. Now, to your point is that maybe if Newcastle were able to get all of that Saudi Arabia money and they were buying all of these top players, and maybe their status would raise. But see, my thing is, for instance, like you're looking like a Chelsea before Abramovich. Chelsea were just like, they were a club there finishing sixth, losing to Bradford City and all that kind of stuff. So once Abramovich, but then with Abramovich, once he came, he aggressively wanted to build a super team. And he had the money and the pull to build a super team. And he was, unlike Stan Kroenke or the Glazers, he was very much behind building this super team that we're going to win. And that is what people want to see. See, people want the world at large of people. They want to be entertained. They want to be enthralled. They want to be attracted. They want to be. They want that thing of like, yeah, man, wow, man, this is the thing. This is how we're gonna roll, man. And these are the top, the best of the best of the best. So all I'm saying, and the point I was making in the video is, fair enough, have a democracy, which is the right thing to do. But just don't get it twisted and don't forget why people come and watch this league and the reason why Sheffield United, if they get relegated, will get a massive pay packet. Is because of Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, and so forth. You're not getting that TV money and that pay packet because you're in the Premier League. You're getting it because of those big teams that make the Premier League what it is, based on how popular they are and the amount of viewership they bring in. Because viewership, interest, eyeballs is what gives you those massive TV deals to be able to fork out the money to people. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But thank you for that whimsical thought. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's see, where else are we at, man? Let's bring in the next one, guys. Remember, guys, hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button, amigos. From HH, been curious about the reason you decided to be a Chelsea fan when there are better clubs you could support. Can you tell us why? Second question, would you consider second in the league and an FA Cup as a successful season? Or better put, what would you consider a good season for Frank and Chelsea? So let me answer that first question. So basically why I became a Chelsea fan was one of my favorite players was Gianfranco Zola. So I just loved him. So because I loved Zola and it wasn't my favorite players, I was drawn to Chelsea. And I think, see, the thing with clubs is there's just that connection that people have to a club. That's, it's, for me, I don't think you choose a club chooses you. And for me, Chelsea just chose me. So, yes, they were finishing sixth. Yes, they used to lose to Bradford City and so forth. But there was just something about a team that had all these foreigners like Gospoye, Dan Petrescu, what's it called? Freaking Desai, Di Matteo, all these kinds of mix of people, and there was just something cool about them. There was just something hip about them, and for me, I was like, I can connect with that because they seem like this this classic group of outsiders, and I just think that the vibe of that team, of all these kind of foreign international stars, sort of coming towards to the end of their career, coming to form this team, playing all this crazy football together. I was like, that would be an amazing team. Like, I wish I could play for that team where there's just sort of almost a carefree vibe about it. Where, hey guys, look, man, we got a guy from France, got a guy here from Italy, got a guy here from Romania, got a guy here from Uruguay, and so forth. Let's just come together and let's just ball. And I think there's just something very cool about that, So, yeah, man, for me, I just think, no, Chelsea just chose me. I was like, no, this is just the team that I connect with, So for some people, I think a lot of people is always a player. Is always a player, Because a lot of people tell me that, like, for Liverpool, John Barnes is a big reason why people went with Liverpool. For me, it's a combination of Zola and the team just spoke to me. What would you consider a good season for Frank? Well, he's got to win a trophy. That is standard because I find out that people are even comparing Lampard to Sarri and Conte when Sarri and Conte won a trophy. So Lampard can't even be put in the same sentence as Sarri and Conte until he wins a trophy. So second and an FA Cup, I would want more, but you'd have to deem that as a success. But for me, that is like the minimum. For me, that would be the bare minimum, i.e., an FA Cup trophy and second or third in the league. That's like the minimum requirement. But I think the main thing is Champions League, Premier League. Those are the two main trophies that he has to win. So either Champions League, Premier League. Sarri, he delivered a European trophy. It wasn't the Champions League, but he delivered a European trophy. Because for me, if you want to rate, if I was to categorize the trophies, Champions League, Premier League, or your league trophy, Europa League, then FA Cup. The Papa John's Cup is irrelevant to me. Like, that's for me isn't a trophy. See, that is literally nothing trophy. So, you winning the FA Cup, that is the minimum That is the bare minimum requirements. But if all you can offer me is an FA Cup throughout your tenure, I'm not really feeling you. Because as a Chelsea manager, your requirements is to win the league and to win the Champions League. This isn't a 5-year process. This isn't a youth. This isn't Dortmund. Okay, this isn't like Wenger. This one, oh, we just want to wait for the young players to roll. No. Abramovich's Chelsea, the brand has always been about win now, win this season, win this year. So for Lampard, cool, you came through difficult circumstances in that first season and you did very well based off the difficulty you had losing Hazard and so forth. But as of right now, you've spent the money, you have the players, you've had your targets. So I want either a Champions League or a Premier League. If you get an FA Cup, okay, all right. But one thing you can't do, one thing I will not allow, is with the money you've spent and the players you have, is to finish the season trophyless. That can't happen. That cannot happen. So that is very much off the cards, man. Let's bring this in, man. So last question here, and then I will take the question from the audience. Oopsie daisy. So that's what we're doing. Guys, remember to like that vid, man. Like that vid, man. Subscribe and like that vid. Subscribe and like that vid. From Matthew B. Do you think Aubameyang made a bad choice signing the contract? Sign the thing. Thomas party. Thomas party. He could have been much better off leaving on a high, being an Arsenal legend. Because at this point, Arsenal might not be in Europe at all. Lastly, which club do you think he should have gone to? Because Barca need him, but my club doesn't have the money. Did he make a bad choice signing the contract? For me, hindsight is 2020, so let's just kind of be real about this. No, he didn't make a bad choice signing the contract. I think that he made the right choice. I think that it was a right choice. He made the right choice because based on, at the time, you have to look at it at the time. You see, you can't just, because I didn't know that Arsenal would be in this situation. Based on where Arsenal were, what he was doing, the goals he was scoring, how good he was, how important he was to the team, you have to say that, okay, this guy is that dude. That this guy is that dude. And this seems to work. What Arteta wants, what he's doing, where he's being positioned, this just seems to work. So if he was to leave, would he be an Arsenal legend? Maybe, because he would have left pretty much delivering them the FA Cup almost single-handedly. At the time, I was. It's a tough one because even at the time, I was like, you know what, he's one of the best. This is at the time because he's one of the best finishers in Europe. As one of the best finishers in Europe, is it wise to remain at Arsenal when Barcelona wants you, Real Madrid away may want you, and so forth? Because if you're looking at it right now, Aubameyang may be regretting his move because he's looking at what the team is. The team hasn't gone forth. The team isn't working well. And he'd say to himself that, imagine if I had just gone to a Barcelona. Because Barcelona would have so used him right now. And I think Aubameyang would have fit so well, man. But did he make a bad choice? See, it's a difficult one because you can look at it at both sides, because from one side is, mates, if you're one of the best strikers in the world, why are you signing a contract for Arsenal, who are not one of the best teams in the world? The best players should play for the best teams. So if you're one of the best finishers, one of the coldest finishers in the world at the time, why are you rolling with Arsenal? But his family. Does he like London? Is he settled? Does he like the team? Does he like the players? Does he have friends there? Is he happy? And I see that's the key thing. I believe that he was truly happy at Arsenal. You look at how he interacts with troops, the fans, and so forth. So he was like, look, man, I'm happy here. Why do I want to leave? We've just won the FA Cup. I think this manager is going to take us towards the right direction. So what's the point in leaving? There is no point at all in leaving. So, yeah, I mean, I get that. I understand that, man. So, but it's looking real bad now. Who knows? Maybe they're just out of form and everything, but as of right now, it ain't looking pretty. It ain't looking pretty. But at the time, it made sense. At the time, it did make sense. So let's just see what you lads are saying, man. Let's see what you lads are saying, man. Let's answer some of your cues, man. So guys, send in those cues, man. Send in those cues. I will try and get through those super chats first, man. Oopsie daisy. What are we doing? 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 Oh, don't tell me I lost it. Oh, you bastard. All right. Let me try and roll into these super chats first, Armando. So from Clayton Cruz, who said, who would be your first inductees into the Premier League Hall of Fame? What are your personal criteria that need to be met in order to be eligible? Who would be your first inductees into the Premier League Hall of Fame? What are your personal criteria that need to be met to be eligible? For me, I think let's deal with the criteria. I think the criteria needed, one of the big criteria is longevity. Hence why Cristiano entered the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure whether I would put him in there for the sole reason as I don't really know what his longevity is like. So for me, I think it's a mixture of longevity, your impact, what did you do? So I think those are the two main things, longevity and impact. So someone like Cristiano, his impact is there. Does he have the longevity? Like Shearer is the first name to be inducted into has to be the first name based on his longevity and his impact. Then after him, you may argue even Giggs for his incredible longevity. Guy played till he was almost 40. And for his impact as well, being one of the best wingers in that league. For me, Henry has to be there. Because, yeah, his longevity he's got a lot of longevity there, but he is the most impactful player in Premier League history. Because it's so funny whenever I see English guys on TV, they say, oh, Thierry Henry is the best foreign player in the Premier League. I'm like, England, what are you trying to do? Well, I mean, I know you're Peter, but why are you calling Henry the best foreign player? Henry is the best player the Premier League has ever had. He's the best player. Now, who knows what Cristiano could have done if he spent a long time there? Because I do believe that if Cristiano remained under Fergie for Man United, oh my gosh, who knows the kind of player that would have seen. United would have won so much more, and maybe they'd even won even much more Champions Leagues. But it didn't happen. So for me, you have to, so you're looking at. I mean, do you look at Tony Adams? Maybe, I suppose, because you're looking at Tony Adams, you're looking at Rio Ferdinand, you're looking at Ashley Cole, you're looking at Peter Schmeichel, looking at Giggs, looking at Henry. You might even say Vieira, but of course Shearer for sure. Lampard. You see, Lampard is boom. He's got the longevity that he never left there, but his impact. No midfielder has ever scored as much goals, so Lampard has to be there. So yeah, man. Those would be my two main criteria. From Dan, Football Hot member, man. Thank you, bro. Barca or Juve next week match for the W and Y. Let's hope that our dear friends Messi and Cristiano play. Actually, what day are they playing? Because yeah, guys, it's gonna be next week's it's gonna be lit, as they say. It's gonna be so lit. So when I'm Barcelona. So they're playing on the Tuesday. So they play on the Tuesday. Who else plays on the Tuesday? So Tuesday, man, it's crazy because Tuesday is Leipzig. Yeah, Tuesday is Leipzig against oh fuck. So yeah, Tuesday is Leipzig against Man United, PSG against Istanbul, Chelsea against Krasnodar. So basically, probably because I can only watch two games. So the two games I've got to watch, yeah, it's gonna have to be Barca, Juve, and Leipzig against Man United. Because look, Chelsea are going to levitate Krasnodar, so that's cool. I'm leaning towards Barcelona. I'm leaning towards Barcelona. I think especially if Messi plays and so forth, I think Barcelona will get that. I mean, I'll think more when I do my preview, but as of right now, the ease with which they beat them in Turin, yes, Juve will have Cristiano, and that will be I mean, see, now that I think about it, because remember, Juve didn't have Cristiano, and that was a big loss because Juve created chances. Juve had opportunities, but they didn't have a cold-blooded finisher like a Cristiano in there. And Cristiano knows the Camp Nou very well, but I will still lean towards Barcelona. So maybe like a 2-1, 3-2 kind of thing. Yeah, maybe like a 2-1. Yeah, like a 2-1 to Barcelona. For that, basically, if everybody is playing, so Messi's there, Cristiano's there, everyone is there, the Oos, Chiesa, all those dudes, I will say should be a good game, should be a fun game, and I think I say Barca will win. But I mean, wait, I'm coming. Yeah. Because even if Juventus win, Juve have to pretty much circumcise Barcelona to go through, because Barcelona did beat them like what 3-0 or something. So yeah, they had to pretty much circumcise them to go through. So wait, what was the score though in the Juve game? 2-0. There we go. So if Juve have to beat them by 3 clear goals, Juve have to beat them by 3 clear goals or more to go through top of the group, which ain't gonna happen. Let's keep it real. That ain't gonna happen. Guys, shout out to Martin Goldtwit. Martin Goldtwit, first of his name. From Yasser Saeed. HH, serious question. Please be honest, no hate. Okay, but I do have hate in my body. Why isn't Ole given enough credit? What he's doing this season in management is high level. So why? Yasser Saeed. Why the hell do you want me to give Ole credit? For what reason do you want me to give Ole credit for? For what reason? Tell me. Why? For what reason? Someone put it perfectly. He's a big game merchant. He turns up for the big games. Saeed, I can't give you credit if you only do well against the big teams, but not against the small teams, specifically when in the league. Because that'd be great if you do well against the big teams if that's turned out to be a trophy. Solskjaer is too inconsistent a manager for me to give him credit. I'm sorry. He is. Because, okay, they finished third. All right, you know what Chelsea's situation was with a transfer ban and having a rookie as their manager, and they finished well behind what's it called second and first. So I don't know what credit you want me to give Solskjaer when what has he done that I should give him credit for? So he's an amazing manager because he beats PSG. He's an amazing manager because he beats PSG in Paris, who is the same PSG team who are even struggling in Liga right now. So, yeah, man, I don't really get or understand why you'd want me to give dude credit. But I say this to United fans: if you want to compete, keep Ole. If you want to win trophies, you sack him. If you're not interested in winning trophies, you don't want to actually win trophies, keep Ole. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not winning a trophy with Man United. You can put that to the bank. He's not sniffing a freaking trophy for United. That's not happening. Coach Neresman, what up, baby? Do a preview of weekend games across the league. Okay, so what you want? All right, let's see. Let's start in España. Let's start in España. So, oopsie daisy. Let's do a quick little preview, shall we? So let's look at the pick of the bunch. Huge Sevilla Real Madrid. I will be tuning into that for sure, bro. I have no idea. What that's going to be. But you know what? I'm going with Sevilla. Specifically keeping in mind that Sevilla rested players for that game against Chelsea. Because I think Lopetegui, knowing that it's a crazy season, Lopetegui is definitely prioritizing La Liga over Champions League because one for sure, and that is a smart move. Sevilla have a greater chance of winning La Liga than they do the Champions League. So it would make sense in the fixture congestion that they rest players for La Liga because I think Sevilla have a great chance to win La Liga this season. So yeah, 3-2 Sevilla. How about that? 3-2 to Sevilla. Atletico Madrid against Valladolid. 1-0 Atletico. 1-0 Atletico. Cadiz. Barcelona against Cadiz. Away from home. But Cadiz have been doing all right, man. I mean, Cadiz, where are they in the league? They're sixth. So they're actually above Barcelona. But I would say Barcelona will win, man. I say Barcelona will win that 2-1. 2-1. So what's popping in the Bundesliga? Look, man, Bayern have this thing on the wrap, man. Frankfurt against Dortmund. I'm going to say 2-2. I'm going to say, wait. Well, Frankfurt are 9th. But yeah, I'm going to say 2-2. Bayern. Ooh, that's the one. Bayern against Leipzig. So now, do Leipzig rest players? So that's a good one to tune into. But for me, Bayern will win that, and I'm going to go with 2-0 to Bayern. Nice, easy 2-0 dub to Bayern Munich in that one over there. Let's look at Serie. We've got the Turin derby. Juve against Torino, Turin derby. 2-1 Juventus. 2-1 Juventus, yeah. 2-1. They win it 2-1, and I think they win like with a late goal. Inter Bologna, I'm going to say 2-0 Inter against Bologna. Roma Sassuolo, now that's a good game. Because both Sassuolo and Roma have been doing well. Roma at home. I think I'm going to say 2-2. I'm going to say 2-2. Sampdoria against Milan. I think Milan can get that dub. I think Milan, and I'm probably going to say 1-0 to Milan. 1-0 to Milan. And at Napoli, Crotone, hopefully your boy Osimhen will be back. 2-1 to Napoli. And let's look up the Premier League. Let's look what's going Aguana in the Premier League. So City against Fulham. I think we're looking at 5-0, man. I'm going for 5-0. West Ham Man United. Okay. United playing away from home. I'm gonna say 1-1. That's let me think. West Ham United at home, because I always try to visualize the games. I'll say 3-1 Man United. 3-1 Man United. Chelsea against Leeds, good game. But I'm going to go with, I think it's going to be an entertaining game. I'm going to roll with 2-0 to Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea. Tottenham against Arsenal. Wait. Shh. Hold the space. I don't want to give away my scoreline because I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop the preview tomorrow. Liverpool against Wolves. Oh, nice one. But then you see, Wolves, I don't think they have Jimenez, which is a huge miss. Hopefully, Jimenez is doing fine. But I'll give Liverpool, Liverpool are at home. I'll give them the dub. I think Wolves will score. So I'm going to say 3-2 to Liverpool. I think we're going to have a few. Jesus, I'm going to say 3-2 Liverpool for that one there. All right. So let's see what else you guys are saying. La 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 la. Where's that song from? Yes, I said, oh God. Are you still trying to defend Oli? In his first full season, he outdone his predecessor in a league finish, LVG 4th, David Moyes 6th, 7th, and Uncle Mo 6th, 5 points behind first this season. Yes, sir, that is all relative because last season the performances of teams were pretty bad. Now, can you please give me how many points did he earn in last season compared to the points that LVG earned and the points that the points that LVG earned and the points that David Moyes earned and the points that Uncle Mo earned? Did he earn more points than them? Did he have more wins than them? And how competitive was the league back then to what it is right now? So there are many various variables in it because I'm sorry, if you want me to try and admit and say that Solskjaer, Golem, is a better manager than Uncle Mo, that's not happening. I'm not doing it. It's no way. No way, Jose Antonio Maria. No way, Jose. So I've said it again, Syed. If you want to compete, keep Solskjaer. If you want to win trophies, sack him. If you don't want to win trophies and just want to compete, feel free and keep him. The choice is yours. Choice is yours, man. From Tudere 123, man. Will you induct Zidane if Real Madrid go to the Europa League? So you really want me to do this to Zidane? That's what you want me to do. You want me to do? You want me to do that to Zidane? Can I please plead the fifth and say we'll cross that bridge when we get there? Because I don't want that on his CV. I don't want that on his record, and I will make a phone call to Zidane. I'm gonna make a phone call to Zidane, and I'm gonna plead with him to please. If he either can't guarantee he'll be through, or he can't cheat or bribe his way to go through, bribe the referee, bribe Mönchengladbach, then he should resign before it has. Because I do not want Zidane to be the first manager in Real Madrid history that didn't make it through the group stage of the CL or the European Cup. But if he does, it's going to be a very sad day, and I may be forced to do something that I believed I would never, ever have to do, because you have to understand he's a horseman, okay? He's a horseman, and you don't induct horsemen. It's a rule. Like, obviously, that's obviously, once you're a horseman, you can't be inducted. A horseman can't be inducted. He can't be. He can be under review, he can never be inducted. So you have like a lifetime anti-brick status once you become a horseman. We're going to go for Hope. Thanks for taking my cue. None for football. Going to see Mank tonight. It's streaming on Netflix. Can't wait. Did you watch? Funny you say this. I was literally, because my plan was to watch Mank and then do this. But for me, I've watched about halfway through it, and I don't want to give anything away. But I will post my review on it on my other channel, man. But yeah, so because I had to do this and stuff, and I had to sort of prepare for this. I've gotten up to halfway, so after I'm done here, I shall finish my session of Mank. But just general thoughts so far without giving anything away. Gary Oldman is Gary Oldman. I mean, he's just as a technical, just the regards to the technicalities of acting, he's one of those dudes. But it's very much a trip down memory lane in terms of filmmaking and stuff. So it definitely just sort of like reminds you of how films were made and how Hollywood was made and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, once I finish it, then I'll be able to give you a general idea. But mixed emotions. Some very good, interesting stuff, and some stuff where it's like, So yeah, once I've finished that movie, I will then give you a bit more of the la 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 la. Thoughts on Lautaro Martinez slightly declined when we first heard about it. So sort of last season, beginning half of last season, one of the best kind of support strikers out there. You know, he sort of usurped Griezmann in the way he was as a support striker. As of right now, decision making is a bit lacking. Rushes things a bit too much. Takes shots when he doesn't need to, but he sometimes has flashes where he can say what's up. So, but my thing about this is that, so let's say Barcelona had bought Lautaro Martinez, would that help them? Because can Lautaro Martinez fit in with what Barcelona are doing? Because I think the main thing that Barcelona need is a striker. So if you're now bringing in Lautaro Martinez, you have Lautaro Martinez, you have the Us, you have Ansu Fati, you have Griezmann, you have Coutinho, you have Trincao, you have Pedri. Where do you fit all these players? You just sort of have player upon player upon player upon player. So yeah, it's a bit out there, man. Okay, what else you guys say, man? Leeds are gonna get the rent points. That's a bit harsh. That is a bit harsh. Do you think Madrid and Barcelona will bounce back anytime soon? Like 2 to 3 years? Because, you know, just to give you like as an update, because like I'm going to be doing a you know how we have the complicated Chelsea show. We're gonna be doing it for other clubs as well, like for the biggest clubs, the most supported clubs. So we're gonna have a Real Madrid one. It's just that there's been no time because of the crazy fixture schedule, but we're gonna have a Real Madrid one. We're gonna have a Barcelona one, Juventus, Liverpool, Arsenal, all that kind of stuff. United. So we're really gonna go deep into this. But let me just, in terms of Real Madrid, because this is a long way to go into, but let me just give you a rounded thing. In terms of Real Madrid, they had 2 or 3 transfers away. Give Zidane 2 or 3 transfers, they're good. Give Real Madrid a top quality. If Madrid bought Salah, that already changes them. That's it. Even with the same team, they just buy Salah, that's it. You know, they buy, if let's say they were to get like a Van Dijk, you know, or a Koulibaly, that changes them. But specifically, the team is missing a natural goal scorer, a guy who, yep, this is our go-to guy to get goals. You know, even with Hazard in the team, I would still say whether it's a Salah, whether it's a Mane, or so forth, or a Leroy Sané, but specifically, like if they were to get a Salah, so if you run it out, that would be something you go to. Barcelona is more complex because I think Barcelona needs a lot more work than Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't need that much work. Barcelona need a lot more work. Specifically, if Messi leaves. If Messi leaves, from the bottom up, But because of what these teams are and what these clubs are and their status in Europe and in the world and so forth, 2 or 3 years they'll be good. 2 or 3 years, these guys will be good. 2 or 3 years they'll be good. So they'll be cool, man. Don't you worry. These guys will be high. These guys will be high. They're just. I think that basically this is the perfect season for Sociedad, Villarreal, Sevilla, and Atletico to say what's up. I don't see Real or Barcelona winning the league this season. Nah, I don't see. So this is the best. But next season after, back to normal resumption. If Ole wins the EPL title, will he apologize? Yes, aside. I will, with a pen and paper, in my own blood, I will cut my wrists, and in my own blood, I will pen you a double-spaced apology and deliver it to you via bird mail. You know how they used flipping birds and pigeons in the medieval days? I will pigeon mail it to you. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, aka Gollum, aka the Norwegian PE teacher, aka the Scandinavian juju man, if he leads you to an EPL, I will write a double-spaced apology in my blood to you, and a bird called Rufus will deliver it to you in your castle. Facts. From Tudare 123. Do you think Pochettino can make Real Madrid bounce back after Zidane gets sacked? No. He is overrated. He isn't as good as everyone thought he was. And I would have thought that after that abomination and that failure of what he did in that CL final, people would have wised up and said, no, screw this dude. If Real sack Zidane, Allegri. If it's between Allegri and Zidane, you go with Allegri. You give Allegri good players, Allegri can deliver for you. The issue with Allegri was I argue that Allegri was part of the reason why Milan were on the decline, because he almost relegated with Milan, but they lost a lot of their top players. But you give Allegri good players, you can do something. So for me, Allegri is a better fit. Pochettino is a phony. Did he win a trophy with Tottenham? No, he didn't. So people talk about Pochettino because he took Tottenham to a Champions League final. A Champions League final where we talked about it. They are the worst team to ever appear in a Champions League final. So I'm not even going to say how good is Pochettino really. He ain't that good. He ain't that good, bro. So no. From Jonas Philbeck, shout out to your boy. Europa League anthem, CL anthem. Jonas, stop. I get that you guys are stuck in the Europa League and you're going to be stuck there for a while. But never in your life tell me that is better than how does it feel, the champions? Because I told you, if there's one thing I want, because if let's say I got married and my wife said, my mind was like, baby, H8, what do you want? Anything for Christmas? What do you want, baby? I was like, wife. I wouldn't call her wife, but let's just say, I want. So okay, maybe I say, okay, Funke, my dear wife, Funke. I want you. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I want you to create a scenario where I walk out to a full stadium and you have the Champions League. You know how you have the Champions League flag blowing? A camera is panning and the Champions League theme is playing. I need to experience that at least once in my life. So go through the tunnel, sit there, and then you then have the whole thing panning, and then basically I'll do like my Ronaldinho. I need to do that. Champions League theme playing, that is a bucket list, man. So yeah, Jonas Fulberg. But Jonas, in fairness, guys, listen to the full version of that Europa League song. It's not bad. It's just the ending's trash. Because they always play the last part of the song. The last part of the song is crap. But when you listen to most of it, it's like, oh, this is a nice vibe. But the Champions League theme is one of the greatest themes of all time. It is literally one of the greatest songs ever made. That's and what's it called? Sometimes by Britney Spears. Yassine Ibrahim says, "You've got to have me on for the Barca show, bro. We finally got rid of that cancer Barto, the content crack." As I said again, basically next week we have the final round of the Champions League games. So again, it's going to be very tight. So the week after, boom, we're going to ride. So because remember, we're now coming up to Christmas and everything like that. So week after, just reach out to me via Twitter or via email, and then I'll then amass the Barca guys, the Real Madrid guys, and everything, and I'll then tell you when we can do, because there's just no time next week. But once the Champions League group stage things finishes, then I want to have a Barca breakdown, Real Madrid breakdown, Liverpool breakdown, Arsenal breakdown, and we're gonna just go in. We're gonna go right in and just talk about all the issues, all the problems, and everything for like 2-3 hours stream. We're gonna go ham. We're gonna go ham. So guys, there's a lot of content coming on for you. So guys, it doesn't stop, man. I'm Football Hotman. Well, hopefully, touch wood, hopefully, gonna try and give you that good content. Kalini. All right. What else you guys say, man? James, you've not even seen me play. And people talk about that whole banter games thing. Yes, the whole volleys things and crossbar challenge was thingy. Ask them to show you the footage of the game. When we actually played a full game, proper game, not just a skills challenge, a full game, I scored a hat trick. And in terms of jogging the ball, because that is the best display of skill, is your control of the ball, which is you jogging the ball. Man, I destroyed everyone. I did about 20 or 30 in my sleep. I don't have the physicality. My legs are gone. My knees are gone. I have stitches. But one thing I never lose is about my touch is still silk. My touch and my psychology. My psychosis, I still have my psychology and I still have my touch. My touch is still silk. My touch is still silk, man. All right, what else you guys say, man? Guys, like the vid. Like the vid, guys. I like the vid. Guys. Do you think an underdog team can win the EPL? This season, yes. Normally, no. Leicester City was a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. But this season, with the fixture congestion, 3 subs, COVID, yes. You wouldn't really call Tottenham an underdog team. Even if they never won, you don't call them an underdog team. But it's now my thing. How likely is it to happen? So we're looking at Everton, Southampton. Even with all these things of COVID, fixture congestion, and everything, it is very unlikely an underdog Premier League team can actually win the CL. Sorry, the Premier League. Like, guys, look, Villa and Everton, they're not going to do it. So the only team outside of the establishment that can win it is Tottenham, but guarantee you Tottenham are not winning it. The league for me is between Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea. It's between those 3 teams. Either one of those 3 teams are going to win are going to be the Premier League champions. Man City aren't done yet. You can't rule them out. And Liverpool are Liverpool. I mean, Klopp can complain, whine, and moan all he wants. They are still those dudes, man. They're still those dudes. All right, what else do you guys say, man? Oh God. HH, off topic. What's your thoughts on vaccines being rolled out in the UK? To put it very simply, my friend, I ain't taking no vaccine. I'll only take the vaccine after Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles, the monarchy, and my fellow peeps, political peeps in power. You take the vaccine first, then I'll think about it. But no, I'm in no rush to take the vaccine because I don't know what's in there. And I've read too much stories about things that have happened in the past to particular communities given these certain jabs. So, I don't trust the needle, dog. I don't trust the needle, man. Look, Splash, man, I have the skill. I told you they have the footage, man. I told you I dropped 3G. And guys, I easily passed the eye test. I easily passed the eye test, man. So you see, one thing I do pass is the eye test. So all this stuff about put me in a game, you'll see silk very easily. You'll see moves, you'll see psychology, you'll see passes. Like for me, my game is I specialize. I specialize in just in technique. Especially in technique. So I'm looking at little chips, little passes, little inventions. Like, I'm a psychological player. I'm a very mental psychological player, So I'm not a passionate merchant. So I'm sorry, I am not a passionate merchant. Is Haaland overrated? No, he's not. He's not. This kid is a damn good goal scorer. Average player. He looks like a James Bond villain. He still looks very cumbersome with the ball. He needs to improve his on-the-ball skills. But in the sheer art of goal scoring, he's good. If I was to deny that, I would be a hater. Not a racist. I would be a hater. He's scoring too many goals. He's scoring way too many goals. And to be able to be hitting G's at this rate, at this age, is crazy. Because I don't think Messi or Cristiano were scoring goals at this frequency domestically and in the CL at age 20, 21. So yeah, man, he's a special talent. So I mean, he's rated as one of the best strikers right now. So he's rated well. So he isn't overrated. I think he's rated precisely what he is, man. So all right, what else you guys say, man? Amarillo, thanks for the dub. Thanks for the dub. Thanks for the dub. Thanks for the dub. HH, how do you think it seemed like Real Sociedad would fare in the Champions League? Not very well. Yeah, they're doing good and so forth. But my thing is, they might, depending on the group they had, they might be able to get through the group. I would say last 16 max. I don't see them winning a Champions League group, because if they win a Champions League group, they'd have to face at least one truly top tier team, a Bayern, a Juventus, a Man City, Liverpool. So they'd come second and they'd have to now face a group winner. If they get lucky, maybe they face a group winner that somehow they can beat. But for me, I would say for them, it's a second round max for them, Because the thing with Sociedad is cool. They're doing really, their form is crazy. Because let's even look at this right now. Their form is crazy. I mean, that is insane. Look, check this out. Look at that. So in their last 5 games, they've won 4, drawn 1. They've scored 22 Gs. And they've only let in 5 Gs. They've only let in 5 Gs. But then, look at this. Atletico Madrid are 1 point behind and have 2 games in hand. So if they win the 2 games in hand, they go to 29 points. So really, the team that's really setting the pace is Atletico Madrid. But look at that, man. Oh my God. They're already 9 points ahead of Barcelona. That's sick. That is sick. They're already 9 points ahead of Barcelona. My God. But so look at this. So, no. Okay, yeah, they drew 1-0 against Villarreal. So, but who have they played? So, they've played Cadiz, Granada, Celta Vigo, Huesca, Betis. Okay, they lost to Valencia. So, who have they really played? Who have they really played? So, you see, they play Alaves next. Then they play Eibar. Now we're talking. So now, Sophia says to Barcelona. See, this is now where we now they'll be tested. Barcelona, Atletico, Bilbao, Sevilla. So they're yet to be tested yet, man. They're yet to be tested. So yeah, um, I don't think they'd fare that well. I just think people are way too reactionary. For me, second round max, nothing more. Um, who are the most underrated players in the top six teams? Um, so if you just say okay, so Bayern Munich, I would say Goretzka. Um, I mean Liverpool, I would say Matip. Um, so if we, I mean, do you want to throw in Real Madrid? If you say Real Madrid, I would say um, Fede Valverde for Real Madrid. I mean, I don't even want to put LSG in there, so but if we have to talk LSG, is there any underrated player for LSG? Yes, Marquinhos. Marquinhos for LSG. For Man City, um, I think I had Foden. Foden. I think Foden is I think that guy is a pretty good player, man. I would say Foden. So what do we have? Suppose if you want to drop in Atletico, for Atletico, I would say Lodi. I think the left back. I think he's pretty damn good. Um, if we say Juventus for Juventus, I would say I think Chesney is pretty damn good. I think Chesney is a lot more underrated than people give him credits for, man. So yeah, I would say Chesney for there as well. So I was going to say. Do you agree that talent-wise, Messi is better than Mbappe, the Us, Hazard, Neymar, and Robin? Um, Talent-wise, he's better than Mbappe. The Us, Hazard, okay. I'll probably give you that. Neymar, I don't know. It's the thing with Robin is this. Robin isn't in this conversation. Robin is a different kind of player because Robin was operating at a much more psychological, cerebral level. And because he was working on such a cerebral, psychological level, he shouldn't be compared to mere mortals. Robin was he's of a different class to everyone. So I told you, I told what I said about Robin. Robin is one of the most unique football players of all time. Um, is Messi more talented than Neymar? I mean, because my thing is, we know about Neymar. He's a prick. He's annoying. He dives. He wears weird clothes. He does stuff with his sister and his mom. But Neymar at his best, Messi at his best, it's a lot closer than people think. It's a lot closer than people think. Frankie de Jong's ceiling. Um, I would say probably the upper echelons of tier two. I think his ceiling is a very good, solid midfielder, like a really good, solid midfielder who can just who he'll never be like a star, like a superstar midfielder. We're like, okay, we are dependent on this guy to roll through. So for me, I don't think he can ever reach the heights of Seedorf, of Edgar Davids. Um, but he can for me. I think he can be a better version of Coco. Like he's like a more talented with greater ability version of Coco. I would say, you know. But could he reach Seedorf and Edgar Davids levels? No. Seedorf and Edgar Davids were like we're dealing with guys on a huge level, So, um, top two most talented players ever. Most talented players. I mean, it's a tough one for me. Talented, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I mean, the names that come to my mind are Dino, Maradona, R9, and Messi. Those are the four names in terms of like talent. These guys just have talent. Like the kinds of things that they were blessed with is just on a different level. So for me, Dino, R9, Messi, Maradona. If I was to cut it down to two, see, because for me, I see talent is different from greatness. So this is purely physical. This has nothing to do with like your mentality, your psychology, and so forth. Um, in terms of talent, it might be R9 and Messi because for Messi, it's in terms of free kicks, dribbling, shooting, balance, passing, creativity, through ball. A guy who can play in a front three of a 4-3-3. He can play as a number 10. He can play as a winger. And he can play as a free role. So, I mean, that is talent. Where he can do those roles extremely well. And for R9, as I said again, R9 is the best player I've ever seen in my life. That I've ever just seen. In terms of technique, dribbling, ball control, balance on the ball, strength, speed, finishing, flair, execution, flamboyance. So yeah, I mean, for me, I just think as for talents, I think it's probably between those two. Just the time that hand is R9 and Ele Messi, man. But it's close, man. It's close. It's close. It's close. It's close. It's close. Um, because for me, I think Dino is the most skillful player. Dino might arguably be the most skillful player that there's ever been that we've ever seen in football. So we don't know what we see in futsal, but in terms of just skill, the kinds of things you're doing with the ball, he might be the most skilled. He is probably the most skillful player that we've ever seen in football. I don't think there's ever been a player that's been more skillful. So when guys try and compare Neymar to Ronaldinho, I'm like, what the F are you smoking? But then the GOAT is Armando. Armando is the GOAT, man. Armando is the GOAT. No. You see, Marcelo, I told you, for a long time, Marcelo has been one of my personal favorite players to watch. And he still is. He still is. Because some of the things that Marcelo does is out of this world. But Marcelo isn't top three most talented players ever. He might be the most, in terms of skill and ability on the ball, I don't think there's ever been a defender who's had more ability on the ball than Marcelo. Now, Marcelo is just a defender in name. In practice, he's just a law unto himself. But some of the stuff that Marcelo can do, because in almost every single game, obviously now he's sort of like declining a bit, but during what's it called 16, 17, 18, in almost every single game, Marcelo will do one crazy move. Guaranteed. So imagine as a defender, this guy is guaranteeing you in one game he's gonna do something that will make you go, what? How did you do that? You know? So nah, man, Marcelo was that dude, man. Marcelo was that dude. From Andrew Laurie, man. Thanks to the dub, thanks to the dub, do, thanks to the dub, thanks for the dub. If you were a manager, what would your philosophy be? It's a great question, man. You see, this is a difficult one because I'll be in two minds. I do have a philosophy, but I want to win. So one aspect of me is screw a philosophy. I'm here to win. But to answer your question, if let's say, okay, no, what would your philosophy be? My philosophy would be because I'm trying to just sort of, because I know what it is, but just trying to just sort of coin it in the sort of right way. See, I would always roll with 4-3-3. So let's start there. My thing would be 4-3-3. So obviously, in my four wing backs, you have to go up, key. But see, my thing is that I hate crossing. I hate crossing. So my thing is that those front three, you talking. And the main aim is, and even this is even how I play Pro Evo. It's how I do football matches, how I play Pro Evo. 4-3-3, and we attack through the middle. And the main way in which I want you to break guys down is by using through balls. If you go wide to the wing back. But those three, and one of the midfielders of the three, you walk to break down the opposition through the middle. So in training, I would work on creating triangles and 1-2 situations to be able to cut through the opposition. So that front three, you have to be very good on the ball. You have to have good passing and great awareness of one another. Because I don't want any of you going out to wide. I want you being in the middle and I want you passing off of one another. That ball, I don't want any long balls. No route one. It's quick and incisive. And I want a balance between dribbling and quick 1-2 passing. So I would want players who you must be able to beat a man. You don't have to always be able to, but you must be able to dribble and beat a man. And also, you should try and look for quick, intricate passes and through balls to create opportunities and chances through. So yeah, that would be my thinking philosophy. So it would be a mixture of. See, I hated tiki taka, but an aspect of it I liked. So it would be a mixture of what Barcelona Spain did and what Dortmund did. The thing about it was that they took it too far. The general idea is great, which is that we don't cross the ball, we're going through the middle and we're relying on passing of the ball, but they pass too much. But what Klopp did with Dortmund so well was that it was quick and it was direct. So if there's a forward pass to be made, you make that forward pass rather than, keep making those quick shots passes. No, if there's a pass to be made, make that quick forward pass and go forward, but keep the ball on the ground. So a mixture of what Klopp did with Dortmund and what Pep and Del Bosque was doing with Spain and Barcelona. So if you could sort of merge those two and take the best parts of what Klopp's Dortmund was, so basically Klopp's Dortmund, Klopp's 17-18 Liverpool, and the Pep Guardiola stroke Del Bosque Spain thingy is true because the issue with it was that the reason why I hated Barcelona was that you're going too far. The general idea is great. No crossing, no long balls, no wing play. You're going down through the middle. You're relying on your skill and ability with the ball at your feet. This is a great way, but you're passing the ball too much, and you're not quickly taking those direct opportunities. So that'd be my thing, man. That'd be my thing, man. So I don't think it is to me. That's not Pep's system. I think did you listen to what I just said? I said that Barcelona and Spain, they passed the ball too much. They passed the ball too much. That was the issue. It was the general idea was right. The execution was stupid. you know, because the general idea of like, oh no, we're gonna go through the middle and rely on keeping the ball on the ground and being very intricate. But in the practice was, why do you have to pass 300 times? Why can't you just take the simple forward pass? Why can't you take the quick shots? Why can't you allow the guy to run with the ball and quickly go on a direct play? So, because for me, tiki-taka is not my thing, man. That's not my thing. Because see, the key thing about tiki-taka, which is what I knew, was I remember them clip when Pep sat. I think he was doing the Copa del Rey game when Pep he sat down like the Barca players, and obviously this was in transition, and then he was saying to them that like when you have the ball, you pass again, and when you have the ball, you pass again, you pass again, you pass again. I'm never saying that to players. If you have the opportunity to shoot, you shoot. You don't have to pass for the sake of passing. If there is an opportunity to go forward, take it. If there's an opportunity to dribble and beat a man, take it. To run the ball, take it. To take a shot, take it. But the issue with Pep is there is too much of reliance on passing, hence why his team can't counter-attack very well. And his teams are horrible on the counter-attack because the whole point of a counter-attack is speed and quickness and directness and going forward very quickly. So that's the thing. Yeah, no. Basically, tiki-taka, no, it is finished. Like, this is the year of the Gegenpress, which is pretty much what Bayern are doing. And what, because see, Bayern Munich, like what Hansi Flick is doing is almost similar to what Klopp and Dortmund were doing, because again, it's almost similar to what I'm saying, where they don't have wingers, they have inside forwards, and yes, they use an Alphonso Davies or an Epava, but a very important player for Bayern Munich is Thomas Muller, and the different positions he takes up in the center of the pitch. But what Hansi Flick does very well is, how Goretzka comes and joins their attack, the positions now that Muller takes up, and how Lewandowski combines with Gnabry, combines with Sané, combines with Coman. So there are many quick moving pieces, and that is why if this Bayern side played, that's why they did what they did to Barcelona, because the antidote to a tiki-taka is simple, Hence why I would never use tiki-taka, because tiki-taka requires you to play a high line and push so many men into the opposing half, because you have to push so many men in the opposing half, because if you're so excessive with passing, that means every player that has the ball must have at least 2 or 3 options at any given point. And to have that, you have to have several men in the opposing half. But the issue to that is that if you lose the ball in the wrong place, you're screwed. And if a team counterattacks effectively, you're screwed. And hence why the Hansi Flick team would puncture and pulverize any of Pep's tiki-taka teams, because they transition so quickly, so fast, and so effectively. It's like boom, 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 shoot, boom. So we're not wasting any passes. We're not passing for the sake of passing. Is what is the most efficient pass to be made? Who is in space? Let's give it to him. So I'm not going to give it to a guy writes to me. Alfonso Davis is free. Okay, give it to him in space. Lewandowski making it wrong, giving it to okay. Lewandowski, he receives the ball to feet. First time he gives it back to Muller. Muller, first time he gives it into Gnabry. So it's what is the most effective pass to be made that makes us continue our perpetual movements. So yeah, tiki taka. The issue with tiki taka was teams at the time weren't very good. Let's keep it a stack. The teams weren't very good. I was about to say, like, guys, this is so easy to defeat. But you're just bums when you have the ball. You're just bums when you have the ball. You do because you will always you will have the ball at a point. Because nobody can keep the ball 100% of the time. So when you have the ball, you have to know how to use it. Which teams during that period of time didn't know how to use it. All right, what else you guys say, man? Who has a better chance of winning the UCL? PSG with Messi or Barcelona with Neymar and a good defender? What's a better chance of winning the UCL? PSG with Messi or Barca with Neymar and a good defender? Interesting. I would go with PSG with Messi, because this team without Messi reached the final. Yeah, it was an easy route to reach the final, and he puts Messi in there with a Neymar, like another creator, another goal scorer that just takes them to the next level if they can figure out how to play together. Even if you give. So okay, well, you see now this is okay. So I suppose you're saying Barcelona with Neymar and Messi is still there and a good defender. I still think they need a striker. I still think they'll need a striker. Because a large part of why they won in 14-15 was because of Cannibal Suarez. Cannibal Suarez went crazy there, and he was a major part of that MSN. Neymar did his thing, Messi did his thing, the Cannibal did his thing, so they would still need a striker for sure. Oh my god. King Manima, thanks for the dub, man. Thanks for the dub. What do you think of the constant racism and disrespect of Tammy? I mean, is Tammy being disrespected? I mean, I know there were some of those morons who were being racist to him because he missed a freaking penalty in a Super Cup. But look, people are idiots. So if a player fails or does, and you have this in every club. In every club, I mean, look, they did the same thing to Balotelli. If a player fails or is not doing so well, people will look at our players. Okay, what can I use? What is here that I can use just to unleash my anger? All right, this guy is short. Oh, he's got red hair. Oh, he's black. Oh, he's short, and they'll just push that hate towards them. So, you're dealing with losers. You're dealing with bottom of the barrel, good for nothing, moronic losers. That's what you're dealing with, man. So, yeah, man. These are the losers, man. Speak about John Obi Mikel's potential. I'd rather not, but Iwobi, I wouldn't say Iwobi had great potential, but he had potential. John Obi Mikel had amazing potential, and it's very simple. If he had stayed with Man United under Fergie, we would have seen a very, very interesting, talented player. Instead, Mourinho made him a sideways passing DM merchant. Um, so it's that's that's my thing, man. And that is the very ruthless nature of football. That it's just takes one bad choice to pretty much screw you over, man. So that's that thing, man. I think time is joyful. Lingardish personality makes him a target. Oh no, it doesn't. No. For me, people. If you're black, you'll always be a target if you flop. Okay, every black player has had that. Okay, if a black player messes up, they will always choose that guy to be a target. Always. It always will be, man. All right, guys, let me just quickly grab a drink. I'll be back, man. Guys, drop a like, subscribe, drop a like, subscribe, drop a like, drop subscribe. Let me grab a quick drink, man. Get my energy up. All right. So what's everyone doing this weekend, man? All right, like we talk so much about what's everyone doing this weekend, man. Oh, beautiful. What's everyone doing this weekend, man? Give me that dump. HH, marvelous. You ain't in charge of anything, bro. So there's no way I'm leaving you in charge of anything. Who has the best close control dribbling skills of all time? It's between Messi and Maradona, for sure. It might be Maradona, but yeah, it's between, because those guys that were experts at it. Because I think R9, Dino, Garincha, they dribbled in a very different way. Their dribbling is a lot more elaborate, because obviously the whole Brazil kind of West African influence is in there. But yeah, it's between Maradona and Messi. Might be Maradona. Because look at that goal that he scored against England, But Messi is insane, man. Like literally Messi, I think, because that's what we call it. Like with Messi, it's like PlayStation. It's like the guy just goes and the ball is like a magnet to his feet, and this guy just sails through guys, and the ball is barely like an inch or two away from his foot. We were just like, Messi must be freaking hell to try to tackle, because yeah, I've played against short players, because when you're short, you have a low center of gravity, so it is much more difficult for you to be able to just create those angles to evade tackles. And for defenders, it's a lot more difficult to tackle these guys, because they're able to turn much more sharply and much more quickly in angles, and make it very difficult for you to get a clean tackle away. So yeah, is Hansi Flick beating Barcelona 2011? That's a good matchup. It's a good match. In a one-off game, 2011 might win. Over 2 legs, I think Hansi wins. Because I would trust Messi, Iniesta, via to come clutch in a one-off game than any of Bayern's guys. But over 2 legs, which is a different kind of situation, I think Bayern would do enough in Camp Nou and they'd take care of business at the Allianz, because I think that Bayern's tactic is a perfect antidote to the tiki-taka that's Pep had, because Bayern would just wait until they had the ball and they would pounce. And they would pounce very aggressively, So obviously they take a few licks from Barca as they were going up, but in 2011, was there any team that was doing what Bayern are doing now? No one was even close. Real were still trying to find their feet. Look at who Barcelona played in the final, Man United, where United's only threat was Rooney. So, yeah, man, that would be a good game. It would be a very good game. So because as good as amazing as that performance is, and I always rank it that is one of the great performances in CL history, is Barca 2011 CL win, man. Let's keep it a stat. Man United, 2011 Man United, how good were they? So, not really that great. And passion trumps technique. Mans will be the GOAT. Andrew. Look, passion is needed. See, in a perfect team, in a perfect team and so forth, you need many different aspects. Many different aspects. You can't just have just one aspect specifically. You need many different aspects to form like a proper team. You need skill, technique. You need those individuals, you need those superstars, you need those tough guys, and you need those passion merchants. Those passion merchants are needed in a team. But you can't tell me that passion trumps technique, because, Andrew, this is still a skill-based sport. This is still a sport that is still based off doing things properly and the right way. Messi doesn't have any real passion when he plays. He relies on his technique, But the reason why Maradona is the actual GOAT and not Mount. See, Mount is second to Maradona. Mount is the only player above Mount is Maradona. But the reason why Maradona was the GOAT is because he married technique and passion. He represented those elements. The two key elements of football is the passion and the technique, and very few players have both of those at max level. So it is what it is. It is what it is, dog. But whimsical thoughts. You're saying, but I don't think you listened to what I said. What team in 2011 was as good as this Bayern team? It wasn't Real Madrid. What were Juve in 2011? AC Milan, Man United, even Chelsea. What team in 2011 were as well coached or as good or as lethal as this Bayern team? And as good as that 2011 team was, did they ever beat a team 8-2? Because Bayern Munich were dismembering guys on their way to beating PSG 1-0 in that final. So My thing is that yes, Barcelona were amazing at that time. They didn't face a team of the level or of the quality of this Bayern team of this year, so it would be a good game. Which I think either side can win. Either side can easily win that. So all right, what else you guys saying? Send in your cues, man. Send in your cues. Who wins? Last year's Liverpool squad or the Madrid three-peat? Um, Three-peats win because the Liverpool squad last year, what they did mainly was in the Premier League. That's what they did. Very good, but see, the Real Madrid three-peat team, that's one of the great club teams of all time. That Liverpool squad, you can call them one of the great Premier League teams, but the Real Madrid team are one of just the great club teams of all time. Because that is an unprecedented feat. Like, the Liverpool squad didn't do anything unprecedented last season because City got more points than them and Chelsea conceded less goals than them. So what did they do that was new? It's going to be a long time. I don't think we may never. Guys, I'll be real with you. I don't think in our lifetime we will ever see a team win 3 CLs in a row. I don't think that's happening. And I keep saying to people that, do we really appreciate what Real Madrid did? Because I don't think we do, because we just sort of be like, oh yeah, they won 3 in a row. Okay. Be like, wait a minute. They won 3 in a row. Something where a competition that nobody had ever defended it. Is one thing that they defended it. The fact that they defended it twice, whereas nobody had ever defended it. It's like, and also it makes sense because this is the Champions League. This the best teams. So once it's the best teams and the most elite teams, the notion of you defending your title is very hard because it's like a league is difficult. But a league is difficult because of how many games there are and the kind of marathon that you're going through. But the Champions League is difficult in a sense of the quality you're facing, the quality of manager and the quality of team, and it's back to back to back. So once you get to the quarter, semi-final, you're pretty much facing tough team after tough team after tough team after tough team. So you're being pushed. See, you only lose to Burnley or Sheffield United if you're just lacking concentration. It's not your day. Things are not really going too well, but you will control the game. You will dominate the game, but it's not going your way. But once you get to a CL quarter, CL semi, it's a tough match. And Real Madrid in those 3 things, it was tough. It was tough, which is why I almost give that three-peat team more praise than any team who's won a treble. Because I always say degree of difficulty. For me, Real Madrid had to really come through games. Again, we know the infamous Bayern game where I feel that Bayern were robbed of it. That sending off wasn't really a sending off, and if he doesn't get sent off, I think Bayern win that. So, but Real Madrid had to come through a lot of very, very tricky moments, man. Bayern beats a dead Barca 8-2. Yeah, but they still beat them 8-2. Is what it is. You can say they were useless, they were crap. It is still Barcelona. Messi was on the pitch. The Cannonball was on the pitch. Piqué was on the pitch. People who've won a World Cup, a Euro, a Copa America, several CLs, they were still on that pitch. And Bayern still did that to them. 8-2 is still 8-2 against Huesca is still pretty impressive. Even if it's Huesca, it's still pretty impressive. 8-2 against whatever Barcelona it is, to do that to a Barcelona in a Champions League knockouts game, I'm sorry, that's a feat. That's a feat, you know. Fergie almost defended it. Almost is the most irrelevant word in the English language. Almost isn't doing it. I care about doing it. Almost doesn't mean anything. What does that mean? Almost doesn't mean anything. So, um, top 5 best players of the season so far. Um, top 5 best players of the season so far. You've got to look at. I mean, you might have to look at Son Kane as like a two. What's that guy's name? Is it Oriathabal from Real Sociedad? You might have to put him in there. Ibrahimovic. So I want to take my picks. I mean, Lewandowski is still balling, man. Lewandowski is still balling. He's still balling. You know, because you've got to throw a Bayern guy in there. So I think those are the ones I probably roll with, man. Would Bayern do back-to-back trebles? I don't think so. That's just me. I don't think so. I don't think that they would, but they could. If I was a betting man, I don't think they do it. You know, because something tells me that they are the best team in Europe right now. They're the most informed team, and I think they're the one thing that you want to avoid. But I see them getting beat. You know, either in a quarter or a semi. Now, if Bayern make the final, see if Bayern can make the final, yeah, man, I'm not sure whether in just that one-off game, and they know that, man, we can now defend that title. I don't know whether Bayern Munich win. I don't know whether Bayern Munich lose a final. Yeah, I don't think these guys lose a final, man. No way. Sorry about that. Why do you talk about players getting to the semis if almost doesn't mean anything? Oh, King Soul. Okay, let me explain. Okay, let me explain. Splash nets. What I call it, King Soul? Mr. Splash nets. Okay, with that red cap of yours looking so cool, man, and a hip, man. All right, Splash. You know what? I'm going to call it, because of that. I'm going to call it Splish Splash. So Splish Splash, Splash Splish. A World Cup semi is different. See, he said they almost defended the title. What the hell does that mean? But the point I was making was that, did you win the title or did you not? Almost defending it doesn't mean anything. But balling in a World Cup semi is a big deal because it's a World Cup semi. It has nothing to do with you almost won the World Cup, but just the fact that you performed in a World Cup semi is massive. If you perform in a CL semi, it's massive. That's a huge, like, you can put that on your CV. You can put that on your CV. If you go to an office and say, yo, so what are your qualifications? Like, look, man, there's that. So it's okay, but I just say, look, man, I bowled in a World Cup semi. You're hired. You're hired. Trust me, you will get most jobs in this country if you put on your CV and can prove that you bowled in a World Cup semi or a CL semi. That will get you most jobs. I'll get you most jobs. So please, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Pedri or Mount? Who's better? Pedri is the better player. I think Pedri is I think he's the better player. He's better. But I think Mount is useful. I think Mount, I think Mount maybe. I think Pedri's better. He's better. Let's just keep it. If I'm just comparing both of them, player to player, from what I've seen of Pedri, I just think that he's got more talent and more ability, and I think he's a more accomplished football player than Mount. And if I was just using the eye test to view them both at the same time, I would definitely put Pedri in there ahead of Mount Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro. So what are we doing, man? So a few minutes, man. I'll give you guys a few minutes before I jump out of here, bro. Let's see what you guys are saying, man. But actually, back to that question where a guy was saying about best players right now. Yeah, man. I forgot about Haaland. It's hard because you have to look at João Felix. You're looking at Erling Haaland. You know, do you draw an Alderweireld in there based on how Tottenham will be doing defensive? Yeah, man. I mean, it's tough. It's tough just to whittle it down to to five. So you just look at Haaland, João Felix, Lewandowski. Yes, it's tough. Joshua Kimmich, before he got injured, he was saying that up. Jota, you have to mention Jota. You've got to mention Jota. Not goat weight. Let's just keep it real. Not goat weight, man. In an update on the academy will be coming very soon. Watch this space. But an update on the academy will be coming very, very, very soon. Trust me, because yes, I've been getting some very worrying reports from the academy, man. Extremely worrying reports, but we'll be reporting there very soon. From Dan, why no Ronaldo in your top 5? Because he isn't in the top 5 best players this season. Simple as that. Now he's maybe top 6, top 7, but he's not top 5. Bro, you're look at what Haaland is doing. His goal rate in the CL and in the thing. This guy's scoring doubles, 3 goals, 2 goals, 4 goals. I think he's got 4 goals in one game. Look at what Harry Kane is doing for Tottenham. Look at what João Felix is doing. Look at what Diego Jota is doing. You cannot honestly tell me that Cristiano. Basically, guys, Messi and Cristiano, they are declining. Okay. They're declining. They've had their time. They're declining. It's not time for some new people to go in. They've had their time. It was good. Everybody has their day in the sun. Everybody has their day in the sun, and they've had their day in the sun. So it is what it is. From Whimsical Foot, thanks for the dub. As a football purist, which is more impressive, being consistent, i.e. 8 months in a strong league, or winning a CL? To be honest, it's a moment and couple of matches, trying to be devil's advocate, not degrading the CL. As a football purist, which is more impressive, being consistent? For me, I'll always say this, is that I appreciate the consistency arguments, and I appreciate the difficulty of being focused over a league campaign and being able to say what's up for that long period of time. But Dodd is my like. Whenever anybody says anything, I just say Dodd. Degree of difficulty. In the Champions League, you can say it's moments, it's a couple of matches, but each of those matches are extremely hard because you're playing the best of the best. You're playing guys that are at a very high level because, first of all, people have to first qualify to get into this competition. And by the time you're going into the knockout stage, you're now At every stage, you're whittling away the lesser teams. So by the time you get to the quarters or the semis, you're facing extremely good teams based on what these teams have had to do to beat teams to get in this position. But the whole point of the competition is that these are the very best teams in Europe, the best managers with the best players and the best teams. So if you're facing a strong team, you're going to be tested strategically, you're going to be tested talent-wise, and you're going to be tested in ways that you're just not tested against an Oweska or a Pescara. You know, and see, the thing about a league is being consistent and just focused. Because if you're a top team, 90% of the teams you should beat. The only reason why you lose to them is because you have an off day. So they don't beat you. You just beat yourself because you're better than them. You control the possession, but you just have an off day. But when you're getting into like a quarter or a semi, it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game because you're now looking at teams that are now at a level playing field. So you appreciate what guys can do in a league, but that cup competition is where you gotta say what's up. It's where you gotta say what's up, man. I heard about it and I don't want to even view it because it's ESPN and I'm sure that they're just doing it out of reaction. But from the little bits I heard from it, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what those guys are on, man. From King and Banima, thanks for the dub. Batsman, Alcacer, etc. Bold at Dortmund. Haaland overrated. No, because what did Batman and Alcacer do in the Champions League? And did Batman or Alcacer score at the same rates as Haaland did? Did they? I don't think they did. I don't think they did, man. So, nah. You can't write them, man. You've got to give him his dub. Look at the amount of goals he has scored. Look at his frequency of goals. Look how many goals he scores in games. Look at the kinds of goals that he's scoring in the Champions League. He has already proven to be a better striker, scoring more at a better rate than Batman or Alcacer did. Let's keep it real. Now, Dupe, I can see from the icon you're a Man City fan. But even if you're a Man City fan, I am not going to allow you to get away with this comment. Unpopular opinion, Pep is better than Ferguson. So how do you reach that conclusion? just out of curiosity, how do you reach that conclusion, man? Because do you know how long Fergie was managing for and how he pretty much built up United and how, let me put it very simply to you, would Pep win the league with Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Nicky Butt, Poborski, and so forth? Do you think he's winning the league with those players? Okay, Gary Pallister. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, man. So, bro, no, don't. Don't. Like that's that's just a trash opinion, man. Keep it real, man. Moving on up, moving on up. Moving on up, moving on up. People always remember Champions League wins. No one remembers the leagues as well. Um, yeah, I mean, like because you have to. The Champions League is more popular. It is shown and promoted to like a wider audience. So therefore, you're definitely going to be getting more people that will more. You see, more people around the world watch a Champions League final than an FA Cup final or a Liverpool against Man United or Man City against Man United. Like the a larger crowd is watching a CL final. Like that's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. So um, it's not taking anything away from a league win because league win is important, but the Champions League is the bigger trophy. It is the most celebrated trophy. You know, but people will say, "Oh no, well, lasting, being at the top after 38 games is harder to do and shows um better quality of management than hey man, it's like 8, 9 games, it's less games. You could just easily get lucky, but you can't get lucky over 38 games. Those are just too many games for you to be lucky. Your luck can't last for 38 games. It can't. But it's same thing with Zidane. You can't tell me Zidane was fluked his way to 3 CLs in a row. you know, you can fluke to 1 CL, 3 in a row. No, 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 no. HH, if Bayern had replaced Job with a German manager instead of Pep Carlo Kovac, do you think we might have had more CLs? Not necessarily. Because again, who? Okay, so what was that? So if Klopp was to go to Bayern, okay, I'll give you that. Now, if Joachim Löw was to go to Bayern, I don't really know how, but obviously he wouldn't have because he would have stayed to 2040. But just for argument's sake, if he had gotten like a Joachim Löw, it's like, so it's not really a case of nationality. I just think that you see, Jupp Heynckes knew that team. He knew that team inside and out, and he knew how to get the best out of that team, and he knew the strengths and weaknesses of every single player, and he created a strategy that was made to win and maximize the strengths of all of the players. And I think with a Hansi Flick, remember Hansi Flick is coming in with such a wealth of experience, and he knows these players as well because he knows them from the German set. So I think it's not a case of the nationality; it's a case of knowing the players. Pep didn't know the players. Pep came in with a philosophy. Ancelotti came in with a philosophy. Kovac came in with a philosophy. See, Hansi Flick, he knows Muller, so he knows how to get the best out of him because he knows him from the German team. He knows Ejinabri, he knows these guys, he knows Neuer, he knows Boateng, so he knows. Yeah, I know how to get these guys operating in the right way. So it's just about the knowledge of the team and the personnel, and that's a lot about what management is about. It's just about you have all these guys. Some have strengths, some have weaknesses. How do you get them working together in a cohesive chemistry? Cohesive chemistry. Kovac is Croatian. He's Croatian. He's not German. He is Croatian. Yeah, he used to play. He was captain of the Croatian team because it was like him and his brother Robert Kovac. Because Robert Kovac is always his assistant manager. Will Ace Milan ever win another CL? Yes, they will. They will. Now, I can't give you a time scale. I can't tell you when it will happen, when it will not happen, but Eventually they will. For sure they will. For sure they will. Um, because I think that they will come back. They will develop players. They will find players, and everything happens. It starts happening in a cycle. We just talked about it. Liverpool for a long time. They were just hanging around, and now they're back on top, doing their thing. Man United, but soon Man United will now be able to come back and do their thing. So it will not happen anytime soon. Next 2 years, no. Next 5 years, no. 7, 8 years, okay. Because 7, 8 years is a long time. But they're not winning. They're not winning the Champions League in the next 5 years. No, that's not happening. I think the next 5 years is ruled by Liverpool, Bayern Munich, maybe PSG, Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid. Those are the guys that will have the strongest say in the Champions League. And I think Milan are not in that conversation. But as much as they're not in the conversation, if each year that Juventus don't win it, Milan can always be like, keep trying, bro. Keep trying, bro. Keep your ass trying, man. Keep your ass trying, dog. HH, where do we rank Zidane if he gets another UCL? 4 UCLs is crazy, man. I don't think anybody has won 4 UCLs. But the thing is, this is that okay, I know this is a whole what if thing, but you do realize that Zidane is. I don't think he's ever winning another UCL, because I think the footballing gods have said 3 is enough. And you know what? Maybe the football elders are now punishing him that you've now come back here and you try to tempt me. And by trying to tempt me, because after 3 CLs you should have retired, gone home, done your thing. But the fact that you're now coming back, I might actually say what's up to Europa. You might have to say what's up to Europa. So he may be just tempting him slightly, But if he was to, he's in a very, very, very special place. Like, we would have to think about that, because people will say, okay, well, where are your league titles, your La Liga titles, Copa del Rey titles? But for a single manager to win 4 Champions Leagues, it's madness, It's madness, Like, but Zidane, unless he can miraculously the only way he can win it is if they buy Salah and we get Zad back. That's the thing. We went Salah and so bring back Salah and we get Zad back, man. So now watch ages. Zizou will maintain this season and restart next season when the big boys arrive in Real Madrid. But Levi, who are these big boys that you refer to? Please tell me, man, who are these big boys that you refer to? Because Real Madrid did not buy anyone this season. Are we talking about Kylian Mbappe? Are we talking about Erling Haaland? And you see, do we see a scenario where Mbappe goes to Liverpool, Salah goes to Real Madrid? Is that a possibility? Is that a possibility, man? Will Chiesa deliver the goods for you then? When you say goods, what do you mean by that? I actually remember very well when his father used to play, because it was Enrico Chiesa and Hernan Crespo for Parma, man. Those are back in the days in the 90s, man. Calcio. Chiesa is a good, decent, talented player. For me, I think he's like between tier 3 and upper tier 3. So I'll probably put him like tier 3 right now. I don't see Chiesa is a good addition to have. He can get you a goal here and there, do a few good scores. So he's a good addition to have. I don't think you can put the team on his shoulders. Can he fulfill the role of a Del Piero? No. You know. And this is because the Del Piero was supposed to be your boy freaking what was his name, man? Why have I gone blank? Dybala. See, Paulo Dybala was supposed to be that dude. And it's supposed to be the Del Piero guy, but he's missing. And that is what has been badly aching Juventus, specifically in the CL, is Dybala not being able to say what's up. So my thing is that what do you expect Chiesa to do? What role are you expecting of him? Are you expecting him to be a game winner? You know? Like, is he supposed to be winning games off his own back? No, I don't think he has that ability to be the alpha for the team. He's just there as an addition to the attack. So so what's happening in the live chats, man? What's happening in this live chats? I can see this bit of back and forth, man, back and forth. Ashish, what do you mean when you say someone is the most naturally talented or gifted football players? Charisma is a perfect example. Where is Charisma right now? He's here, man. Charisma was more naturally gifted than Cristiano. So when you say naturally gifted, is basically another one is JJ Okocha, is things that you can do without thinking. But talent doesn't equate to a successful career. It doesn't. Abel Tarabt was naturally gifted. What career did he have? So, there's a journey. You start with talent. You start with talent, and then here comes execution. And this middle part, which is the formation that ends up with the execution, is where a lot of people fail. But the best players who have the best careers are able to take the talents and know how to use it in the context of a game and a match. So you can see players who they can juggle the ball, they can do these crazy things, put the ball in their head, do all these wild, elaborate skills and abilities that will make you go wow. But in the context of a game, they're just not effective. They're not helping the team. They're not creating any plays. They're not really standing out in a positive manner within a game. But they're still naturally gifted. So the best examples are, you can look at Charisma, you can look at Okocha, you can look at Abel Tarabt, and you can look at Robinho. These guys just naturally, they could just do things amazingly because without thinking. But to have a great career, you have to be able to apply it and think it and consciously know how to use your various skills, man. From Daniel Vincent, what do you think of Ruben Diaz? Is he a top 3 centre back? I'm not sure about putting him as top 3. I still think that he still needs to show me more games before I say top 3. But for me, I think he already looks like a very good centre back. Because the thing I like about Ruben Diaz is that no frills. He's just there to defend. Hence why it's now him and it will now be him and Pepe, most likely at the Euros for Portugal. So the thing about him is that it's just business. He's there to defend, and his first thought and his first go-to is to defend, rather than I can pass the ball, I can go forward to the ball. What happened to John Stones? People preached and talked about John Stones, man. John Stones. Where is he? quality football player and so forth, good on the ball, but you're a defender. So all that stuff about being able to pass, being able to dribble, being able to bring the ball out, being able to produce a 40 pass, that's all well and good, but that comes secondary. What makes Ramos so good is that he can do all those things like pass the ball, bring the ball up, have good ball control, but first and foremost, he knows how to defend. Sometimes he can be crazy, but he knows how to defend. And for me, I would rather have a defender who can defend and not do any other stuff so well, rather than a defender who can't defend but is an amazing passer and a footballer, man. So, yeah, man. I mean, but I think let's just see what he does at the end of this season before we now call him um, a top three amigo, you know. Oh man. Wait, is it break? If it's breakdance for you, just I think the best thing to do is just to refresh. So guys, I'll give you 7 minutes. 7 minutes, and then I'll be out of here, man. 7 minutes, guys. Send me your best questions. 7 minutes, guys. I'll give you 7 more minutes, and then I'll be out of here. I'll be out of here, dear sire. Well, that's an odd question. Bayern is unbeaten in 19 CL away games in a row, more than 3 years. They're on a roll. They're on an amazing roll. You cannot deny that, which is why people are so fearful of them. You know, they can beat you at home, they can beat you in your crib, and things are going very well. But my thing is, you know, I've been watching football for a very long time. You know, everything that goes up must come down, and nobody stays the best forever. No one does. But as of right now, you have to admire them. You know, you have to sort of be say, you know what? These guys can say what's up. These guys know how to say what's up. These guys know how to ride, man. But we'll see. We'll see what will happen in this CL, because I recognize how good Bayern Munich are. So when I say that I don't think they'll win, it's because I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I can't just come out and say, oh, they're going to defend their title because they're playing well now. There are many teams that play well to begin with, but then they then falter. So my thing is that this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So what will Bayern look like in January, in February, in March? What will it look like when things aren't going their way? When they now reach a bad patch? When they're no longer clicking? Because these things happen. Sometimes you're playing well, sometimes you're just not playing well, sometimes you're not out of sync. So when they now go out of sync, how will Hansi Flick handle that? Because if you can handle that well, oh shit, all right. Banik will be able to say what's up. So there's always the questions. From Daniel Vincent, man, Ruben is only 23. Sky is the limit. Yeah, no, look, man, I mean, put it this way. If we're going to compare him to another young defender, De Ligt, he definitely is a much better defender than De Ligt, because I think that we were sold a lie from about De Ligt, because I think he did well in that Champions League run, although you allowed a guy with a receding hairline to score a hat-trick against you. But it is what it is. But I think Ruben, for me, already looks a quality defender. So my thing is, let's just see what he does this season. Let's see how good City is the defense, and let's just see how many goals they concede this season. Then we can then fully assess and see how much he can do and say what's up in. Yeah. Well, Danielle, we have the same story, because Zola, as I said from the start of this stream, was one of the reasons that I became a Chelsea fan, man. You know, Zola is one of my favorite players, and he was one of the main reasons why I became a Chelsea fan. And I think because I've not really seen your name around, so I think you're new. So welcome to the Football Hut, and I hope you're subscribed. I hope you're subscribed, man. Make sure you're subscribed to the Balili. Um, so did you respond to the Great White Hype getting double digits goals and assists under the Godfather move? Kane is doing his thing, man. I can't lie, Mike. Harry Kane is doing his thing. You can't front, man. But my thing with Harry Kane is, my thing with Harry Kane is in the games that matter, the high pressure games, the critical games, he's not being decisive. I need you to be decisive. Son has already shown his moments, and he showed his moments against Man City in both of those legs in CL quarter. So I want Kane to show me in a CL quarter, CL semis. What is Kane's big moments? His big clutch moments for thingy. He doesn't really have one. So I want that the English Baron to be able to say what's up and really show me those big ass clutch moments in a key game, man. From King Mbani, man. One player you rate highly and others hate. Christensen. Oh, Jesus. you still rate Christensen? Mbani? I mean, what more do you have to say? You still rate that dude? But see, Mbani, how long do you... Almost every player that I rate, everyone hates. Everyone hates Hazard. Everyone hates the Us. Okay, player that people hate is probably between Hazard and Verratti, But I do feel that it's gonna I do feel like it's gonna be specifically hard. It's gonna be specifically tough for Hazard. I think because people genuinely hate Hazard, like they genuinely hate Eden Hazard, man. That's one guy that they hate. Like for me, for Hazard, they just hate him, man. They just hate him. So what's you're doing a charity stream? So what is your charity stream about? That's interesting because I am. Because what I'm thinking of doing, because there are a few charities that I want to sort of do stuff for, So I am thinking of doing like, I don't know, inviting guys and so forth, doing like a, like basically breaking the cause I think the record now stands at 7 hours. I think the record now stands at 7 hours. So I'm thinking of one day trying to break that record. So trying to do like an 8 and 9 hour stream. So either to, because there's a charity I want to do it for, and also let me do one for COVID. The kind of the frontline workers and so forth. But yeah, I want to do that. So I think if I am to go for 8 or 9 hours, or even the dreaded 24 hours. I want to definitely coincide it with a charity for sure. And yeah, I'm gonna do that soon, man. From Daniel Constant, thank you for the dub. If you could buy a club, how would you run it? Spend to win like Chelsea, even if it's not profitable, or run it more sustainably? Example, Arsenal. I've got to say, running like Chelsea, man. Spend like Chelsea. As much as it's cool and it's lovely to keep it sustainable, I want to win trophies. I want to see the best players play. I want to just see my team operate at the highest level with the very best players. For me, I'm like, my minimum is I want to buy the best players and house the best players. So I would run it like Chelsea, like Abramovich. Keep getting the best players and put massive pressure on the manager to win trophies. So every single year, I'm going to give him money, and I want trophies. I want trophies every single year. I want the biggest trophies every single year, again and again and again. World domination. From your boy Dan, shout out to boy, shout out to everyone. If Quaresma had Cristiano's work ethic, would he be as good as Messi and Ronaldo? Yes or no, and why? Yes, he would have been. 100%. If he had applied himself, he had the right manager, the right coach, yes, basically, if he had the right manager and then the right coach and so forth, he would have been, because he had the talent, man. He had the talent. The talent was there. So the talent was there for him to say what's up. The talent was there for him to say what's up, man. So once you have the talent and you marry talent with the right work ethic and right application, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit, man. Sky is the limit for you, man. Yo, Jersey boy, tweet me up, man. You know what my Twitter is? Send me a tweet, man. So you can share your charity, and then let me get back to you on that, man. Let's help those out there. Let's help those out there. You know, let's help those out there, man. You know, yes, you guys hate Hazard, you pricks. Guys, merci beaucoup. As I say, eshe, or I say in Japan, origato gozaimasu. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new, remember to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Like the vid. Drop a like, subscribe. Drop a like, subscribe. Drop a like. And see you on Saturday for the hangout. And Sunday as well. But of course, remember, we will have those post-match reactions. Of course, Chelsea leads. And of course, the big one. Also, well, Chelsea leads. Sevilla, Real Madrid. We'll definitely going to react to that. Sevilla against Real Madrid. And of course, what's it called? Tottenham against Hilse. Tottenham against Arsenal on Sunday. Guys, peace out. Stay true. Stay real. I love you guys. Thanks for the support. And your boys out. Peace out. Become a Football Hut member and gain access to cool emojis on the live streams and get access to new YouTube content by clicking the join button here. And to view that new content, head over to the YouTube channel homepage and click on the community tab over here.